Welcome back to Nothin but Net, where we talk all things and everything basketball. I'm Rhythm.
I'm Cole.
And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be going through each of the main four MVP candidates and saying the case for X player to be MVP. Basically is how we're going to go. So what we're doing today is the four main candidates that we're going to go off of are Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, and Victor Wembanyama. Now, obviously, Cole, as you know, there is a case for Jaylen Brown and Cade Cunningham, right? But do you think that they should be on the same level as those four or not?
I think you can make an argument, but honestly, I think he's missed too much time this year to be considered. Without the 65 game rule, I think just looking at it, I think he's probably gonna stay around the game total he has now,
Yeah, you're
which
talking
is
about Cade?
yeah, Cade, it was just like a little under 65, which wow, normally that's fine. I don't think he's been that good to warrant
I think he misses
an
the rest of the
MVP
season,
case.
right?
I think so, the regular season at
Yeah,
least.
the regular season. Hopefully he's back by playoff time. But yeah, and I think that if Cade were to win, it would only be because he was the one to make the. Obviously, he can't win now because of the 65 games. But back before the collapsed lung thing, if he were to win, it would be because he was a 65 game merchant. But that's besides the point. But for Jaylen Brown, obviously, it's he carried the Celtics without Jason Tatum this year. There was supposed to be a gap year for them. Ended up winning 50+ games, but I feel like that's more of a credit to coaching. You know, we were talked about in last episode. Peyton Pritchard stepped up. We talked about them trading for Nikola Vucevic. Anthony Simon stepped in for time, so it wasn't entirely to credit. Obviously, credit Jaylen Brown, but it wasn't entirely because of him. So, and he wasn't definitely on the same level as these other four that are about to name. But Cole, I'll let you start us off. Who would you say out of those four is like your fourth place guy for MVP and why?
I'd probably go Jokic. I think the main reason I would go Jokic is because he was injured for kind of most of the year, or not most of the year, but he's definitely missed some time. And I think also when you're looking at his stats, while they are still really impressive, I mean, he's still averaging like a 30-point triple double per game. They're a little less than they were last year, and also if you look at the team, Jamal Murray is having a career year so far this year.
Phew, yeah.
And I would say him having that career year is like the main reason why the Nuggets are in the position they are, not so much because of Jokic's performance this year. Wow, obviously that is like a main reason. It's not the only reason why they're the fourth seed right now in the West. So I think just compared to the other three guys, of course, they've had I would say better overall seasons than Jokic. And also I think pretty sure all three teams are like the Lakers, Spurs, and Thunder are all above the Nuggets right now in the standings. I might be wrong about the Lakers though.
Or so the Spurs, the Thunder, and the Lakers are the top three in the West. So
Yeah, so no, that's Shea, Victor, and Luka are above
yeah,
Jokic in the standings. So there's also that.
yeah. I mean, I agree with everything that you said. Obviously, Jamal Murray's going crazy this year. I was just about to say he dropped 93 in the fantasy championship. Shout out Will. But yeah, he's been going crazy. But to play devil's advocate for your argument, if your third best player is Tim Hardaway Jr. and you've managed to will your team to a 4 seed and a guaranteed playoff spot in the Western Conference, you're a pretty good basketball player, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
But I still think Jokic is the best player in the world, right? I mean, maybe Shea is up there, but I'd still say Jokic is phenomenal. I just feel like we've been so accustomed to what he's been doing the past 3 years. He's already had 3 MVPs. So we're like accustomed to what he's been doing. So it's voter fatigue, right? He's not going to win it. But also, shout out to the fact that Cam Johnson has missed a lot of time. That was like their big move this offseason. He missed a lot of time, and the Nuggets are still in a great place. While Michael Porter Jr. is popping off over there in Brooklyn, Jokic still has the Nuggets in a top 4 seed, and he's averaging a triple double, and he's averaging 30. So he
Hmm.
is a top 4 MVP candidate for a reason. But yeah, Cole, I'd agree with you. He is in my fourth place spot. But for me, actually, Cole, I'll let you say this. Who would you say is in your third place spot?
It has to be Luka.
Ooh,
I kind of think that when you're looking at the top three, like really the top four if you include Jokic, it's kind of like Shane, Victor are like here, are like right here, and then Luka and Jokic are here.
You think
Like
so?
pretty much like while Luka like has obviously had like an amazing year, I think he's been the best offensive like guy in the league this year. His defense still has a lot to question. Um, I think that's kind of just something that's going to be a part of his game throughout like his entire career. He's just not going to be that good at defense, especially compared to his offensive capabilities. But I think that when you look at like a Shea and Victor, like they play much better defense than Luka does, and their offense is almost just as good as Luka is. And also, like when you look at the standings as well, the Thunder and Spurs are like miles above everybody else in the West. So you have to kind of take that into account when you're looking at like MVP voting. So I think Luka's probably the third. If I had to rank them, I would put Luka at third.
For sure. I don't know if I can agree with that. I'm gonna be honest. I get the arguments that you've said about the defense and everything, but I don't want to quote Stephen A. But he's averaging 40. Dead ass. Last 10 games, 42, 41, 43, 32, 30, 60, 40, 36, 30, 51, 31, 35, 44. That's Luka Doncic. In that time, the Lakers went on a 9-game win streak. They only lost one game by 3 to Detroit. And that in that game, he still dropped 32, right? The Lakers are looking better than ever. I would say they're championship contenders damn near. He's making DeAndre Ayton. Okay, I'll let you say your point on that, but he's making DeAndre Ayton look like a real center. He's making Jackson Hayes look like an elite lob threat at the rim. And LeBron doesn't have to do anything. He gets to sit back and relax, plays, doesn't play, whatever. Luka is that guy. He's averaging 40. And I also feel like he's a victim of voter fatigue for an award he hasn't won yet, which I don't think is fair at all. But Luka has definitely stepped up big time. He's lost a lot of weight, and it's not like he has been a defensive, not a good defender, right? But he is covered up by Smart. He's covered up by Bronny. He's covered up by Vando. He's covered up by LeBron even. He's covered up by all these guys. He's making everyone around him look better. Austin Reeves is having a career year. I don't know if you can credit Luka for that, but Austin Reeves is having a career year, right? And LeBron just gets to sit back and relax and drop 30 whenever he wants to, drop 20 whenever he wants to. But Luka has been fantastic this year. But yeah, I would definitely not put him at my 3. In my opinion, my 3 is the next guy who you're probably about to name too, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Actually, before we do that, Cole, why don't you think that the Lakers are contenders?
Because their defense. And when I look at it, I still think that against OKC or San Antonio, or even like Denver, I think that those three, even maybe Minnesota, I think those 4 teams can definitely beat LA in a 7-game series still. Because their defense, like, still, yeah, like their offense is amazing, but defense wins championships, man. And their defense is bottom of the league still. Um, so I just don't see them like getting past any of the 4 teams I just mentioned in the 7-game series. Like it's possible, it could happen, but I just don't think it's going to.
I think what it's going to come down to is DeAndre Ayton, because obviously the perimeter defense has been pretty good as of late. Marcus Smart stepped up. Bronny James can sub in and be that guy. Jared Vanderbilt. Those are the guys I just named. Jake LaRavia. But when you look at the interior and you have to go in the Western Conference against guys like Wemby, you have to go against Jokic, you have to go against Chet Holmgren. I don't know. You have to go against Shea in the paint. You have to go against Julius Randle. You have to go against Anthony Edwards about to post you. If DeAndre Ayton is your best interior defender, I don't know how good of a position you're in. But I think that the Lakers have been looking really good as of late. They just killed Cleveland last night. And so yeah, I'm definitely excited to see this team in the playoffs, because I personally think that they can go far. But they're facing OKC tonight, so I'm excited to see that. But yeah, as we move on to OKC, Number 3, in my opinion, Cole might be different, but I think it's Shai. Obviously, Shai is having a fantastic season. He is a contender for the best player in the world. Um, but I think it's just voter fatigue, right? Obviously, Jaylen Williams has been out for damn near most of the year, right? The hamstring thing and then the wrist thing and all that stuff. Shai has still managed to carry his team to the best team of all time. Not really, but one of the best teams of all time with no second best player, right? There's been inconsistencies there. Aaron Wiggins has stepped up big. AJ Mitchell, that's who I was about to name. Sorry. Nikola Jokic, their first round pick hasn't played all year, right? Chet Holmgren, but still Shai has been the consistent one. My whole life is consistent, whatever. But he's been averaging 30. He's been just playing great basketball. That mid range is unstoppable, by the way, Cole. Just had to point that out there. That mid range is just, whew, right? But I think it's just the voter fatigue, right? People don't like seeing him foul bait. People don't like seeing him get to the line, and he already won MVP last year. I just don't see him winning again this year, despite the fantastic season he's having. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that most likely Shea is not going to be the MVP this year. I mean, while he has pretty much similar stats to last year, I think the Thunder are as a team like less dominant than they were last year. Um, and also like while yes, like he has missed like some guys, like you said, like Jalen Williams has been out for most of the year. Like I don't really think that's necessarily like something that will be like looked at, especially when like like you said, voter fatigue is a thing. I think that is one of the reasons why Jokic didn't win last year is because voter fatigue. So
Okay,
I
Shea
think
deserved it last
Shea
year.
most likely won't win this year. And we both had the same number one, which is Victor
Yeah.
Wembanyama. I definitely see him having the best chance to win it.
I don't know. For me, I'd say just about Shea, like you said, that people aren't gonna account for Jalen Williams being out for most of the year when they're talking about voting. But I look, you disagree on that because the whole reason that Jaylen Brown even has an MVP case to begin with is because Tatum's been out for most of the year. So, you know what I mean? That's like his
Yeah,
entire
but
case, damn near.
I think the difference with Brown and Tatum is that Tatum was kind of seen as like the definitive number one on the team. But Jalen Williams is kind of like, yeah, it's beneficial if he's there, but if he's not there, it's kind of like, like you're not missing too much compared to like a Jason Tatum,
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. I get that. I get that for sure. But like you said, the number one, both of our number ones, the big alien, the big Frenchman, Victor Wembanyama. Cole, I'll let you speak on him first.
Yeah, like honestly, like he's just having a great year. While like his offensive numbers are good, they're not like Luka good, but his defensive numbers are really good. Like he's averaging like 3 blocks per game. He's averaging a double double per game, which makes sense because of how tall he is.
Okay.
Um, he's really the best. Like it's kind of like with Shea last year. He's the best player on what I would say right now is the best team
Oh
in the
wow.
NBA because they're on a 10 game winning streak and they've just been lights out during uh these last 10 games. So like as their schedule the last 10 games hasn't been like too hard. I'd say the hardest team they faced was the Suns or the Hornets.
Oh yeah.
Um, but like still 10 game win streak is a 10 game win streak, man. It's hard to do in this year's NBA. With how good everybody is, even from like the 10th seed all the way up, like it's very close in both conferences. So you have to give them credit for that. And like Victor's again just the best player on the best team in the NBA right now, and I think that's all you need to win MVP.
No, yeah, 100%. Um, yeah, he is the best player on the best team. But I wanna go into something that you made a claim about with Luka, and you said that Luka is having a fantastic scoring season, but his defense is the reason that he's not gonna see that. But obviously, we look at the contrast with Wemby, and he's the best defender in the NBA, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that plays into his voting, or they're just looking at how much value he provides to his team, or like what do you think?
I think it does. I mean, obviously, there is a whole award for being the best defensive player in the league, but I think with Victor, like his offensive numbers are also very good. It's not like he's like defensive only merchant or like a blocks merchant or a steals merchant. Um, so while like he's not, I don't want to say he's the best offensive player on the Spurs, but he's definitely like the best overall player on the Spurs.
Who do you think's the best offensive player on the Spurs?
Right now, either Fox or Castle, in my opinion. But
I think it's Wemby. Bro, if you have a 7'4" guy who can pull up from 3 and green it at literally 35% from 3 on 5 attempts per game, yeah, no, he's definitely the best offensive player on the Spurs. I wouldn't deny that.
like shooting wise, like maybe, but like also playmaking wise, like he is good. But I think like guys like Castle and Fox are smaller and like
Oh,
more
yeah.
shifty and faster, better for that.
Point guard's going to be a better playmaker than a center, right?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, everything you just said, I 100% agree with. But I want to credit something like off the basketball court. I think it would be just so good for the game for a Wemby MVP because we look at the way he started off, right? This season, right? Especially this season, this dream season for Wemby. He started off by creating the Spurs Jackals, which is like a group of Spurs fans that he takes to every home game, and they kind of lead the Spurs and they lead the fan section to make them feel like a European football arena, right? And then he has the little clapping thing, the Viking skull thing that he just damn near stole from them, but he has that, right? Then he goes out in an interview, says, I want this. This is my award. I'm the best defender in the league. I'm the best player, right? And, like, he goes out and says that. So to see this passion to not only grow his game and say, I want to be the MVP, I'm the best player in the world, but also grow the game by making the fans more entertained, by making the arena feel all involved post-game and make it really seem like a European football vibe. Like, it's just so good for the game compared to the whole nonchalant thing Shai has going on. Like, I don't really care, me, I'm nonchalant, I just drop 30 every game, right? That's Shai. But Victor, on the other hand, is just so good for the game that it would feel so much better for him to win MVP compared to Shai or Luka or anyone. Yeah,
I think Victor, like honestly, like he's just so good at basketball.
no, he's him.
Like like he's so like he's only what like 20 something, like 23, 24.
Not even. He just turned 22.
22. Yeah, like he's gonna be so good for so many years, man. Like it's like San Antonio's so lucky to have him, man.
And it's so crazy because the Spurs actually have a competent GM. Like
I know.
If what a crazy thing to say. Imagine if the Kings got Victor, we would have like wasted him to the ground by now.
Yeah, probably.
But Cole, I have a question to ask you. Victor, currently averaging 3.1 blocks per game, and people are scared to shoot over him. He's the best defensive player on his team. Do you think that this is going to be the first MVP DPOY winner we've seen since Giannis in 2020?
Yes. Like I don't really think there's like a player who has as much defensive impact in the NBA right now other than Victor. Like he's just that good on defense.
I 100% agree. And people are scared to shoot over him. Like, I feel like we need to emphasize that. People go into the paint and look up, free layup, but Victor maybe like 3 feet away, and they don't block. Have you seen that clip of Victor chasing Darius Garland to the rim?
Yeah.
That genuinely, what are you supposed to do to stop that? Genuinely.
Nothing. You can't do anything.
What was Darius Garland supposed to do in that situation? Like, that's genuinely crazy to me, but yeah. I personally agree. I think this is going to be the first MVP DPOY winner we've seen since Giannis in 2020. But with that being said, final rankings. Cole's rankings, final rankings are at number 4, Jokic, at number 3, Luka, at number 2, Shai, at number 1, Wemby. For me, it's the same, but with Luka and Shai swapped, it's 4 Jokic, 3 Shai, 2 Luka, 1 Wemby. Cole, you have any last thoughts?
No.
And with that being said, appreciate y'all for watching this episode of Nothin but Net, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.